The Bengals. G'day, Steelers fans. Welcome back to another Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate video. My name's Mark, as always. We have big news, and our first news of the day is the Cincinnati Bengals are 0-3. Let's just take a moment to breathe that in. And finally, the Cincinnati Bengals have not won the Super Bowl yet again. They've been to 3 Super Bowls, and they have lost 3 times. I am so thankful as a Pittsburgh Steeler. I do know some fans out there in the Steeler universe, the Steeler world, were wishing and cheering for the Bengals to succeed. Me, I hope they never, ever, ever, ever win a Super Bowl championship. Okay. However, today's theme of the video, I want to talk about an ex-Steeler and bring up the idea for our Steelers and maybe his short-term success for the Bengals. Do the Pittsburgh Steelers miss a player like Mike Hilton? Now, it doesn't have to be the same player. I'm not saying we go out and go crazy when we trade and we bring the guy back. I'm not saying we wait until he finishes his 4-year contract and then bring him back. Although that could be down into the future. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Bringing Mike Hilton back after the 4 years, after being a Cincinnati Bengal, he might want to come back to finish his career and legacy with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm just saying, with this defense, I wanted to tackle a hot topic. The Cincinnati Bengals made it all the way there. They won three playoff games in a row. They made it to the Super Bowl, and yet again they lose. But it had been a long time. It had been 30-odd years since their last Super Bowl victory, or like even appearance, right? They haven't even won. It had been the last appearance even being in the Super Bowl, right? And they brought in some key pieces, like with last year bringing in Mike Hilton, okay? Soon as they brought in Mike Hilton, he's the kind of guy, like with the Steelers, he was undrafted. Everyone thought, well, what's going to happen? Will he even make the team? I was so happy when he made the team because he had a brilliant preseason. He was getting sacks left, right, and center, making big plays, fumbles. He's that kind of guy that fast guy on the defense, all around the field. There's a small comparison. Look, hear me out. Small comparison to Troy, because he kind of plays that free-flowing football. I'm not saying that he is Troy. I'm just saying it's a very small comparison to Troy Polamalu. Now, what I think and what I want to discuss in this short video: do the Pittsburgh Steelers miss a guy like Mike Hilton? As soon as we traded away Mike last year in the 2021 season, we never really filled that void. We tried to bring in Arthur Millette, almost Arthur Motes. He's the other bloke on the other side there. We tried to bring in Arthur Millette. Didn't really pan out. We also tried to bring in. We have the 6th rounder Trey Norwood. He's still developing in that corner role, that safety role, that nickelback kind of character for our Steelers defense. We end up losing, Steven Nelson too. That he was meant to be slot to be our second corner and have Joe, 2 veterans, and then start to use Cameron Sutton. There was also a choice last year. We chose Cameron Sutton, and in some opinion, we chose Sutton over Hilton. Now, I was hoping and praying that we would keep Hilton. We would keep Mike. I want to be like Mike. We wanted to keep Hilton as a Steeler, and number 28 could wreak havoc like he did back in the day in that Houston game where he got 3 sacks. So what I'm saying is this Steeler defense, as we have Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt, with Highsmith coming out, we just hope that Highsmith has a go, don't we? Don't we hope that Highsmith has a go next year? And we know that Cam's going to have a go. I just think we're missing that one piece, and also around the middle linebackers. If Devin Bush can play to his potential and play like he did before he got injured, we're in a better spot. But I think right now, the Steelers miss a guy like Mike Hilton. If you remember the days where, like I just said, with that Houston game, or in a Browns game versus the Bengals, who lost, by the way, they just lost the Super Bowl. They're 0-3. They're 0-3 in Super Bowls. When we used to verse those teams, right? When we used to verse those teams, Mike Hilton, he could be sometimes the difference maker. That's why he landed that big contract, and he had to go to the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, they are a young, angry team. They have a Woozier, they have the guys like that are going to get after it. Bates. They're ready to maybe contend for the Super Bowl every year. It wasn't their year this year, but maybe in the future. I think with the Steelers, if we can find a guy to fill Mike's role, could you imagine TJ and Alex again, Highsmith, really starting to pressure that pocket and sending the blitz? Like we are known as Blitzburgh Steelers. That's what we're known as. And when Mike was in the house during his few years with the Steelers, he gave us that little bit of an edge, that little bit of a ticket to be like, hey, we're kind of like Troy, where we come off the edge, we can rush you, we can really push that quarterback into the scenario where you might run outside. You might do a fake and then TJ can chase you down. I think what I've seen from the last few years, and with Mike's play with the Steelers, and it was so unfortunate to him to go be a Bengal, right? And it's still, some fans it still hurts. And this year to see the success, and Mike Hilton picked off Big Ben to run to the end zone when we versed the Bengals, twice this year. And even in a recent post, Mike Hilton said, and it even hurts my heart, Mike Hilton said, these are the best fans in all of sport or all NFL. So if we can't grab Mike Hilton again to be that guy, to be that cornerback, I think we need to find somebody to kind of fill that role. And as this defense, well, we have a new defensive coordinator, really. We have Terrell Austin, right? As things start fresh with him, I think if TJ Watt can get after like TJ Watt's going to go off and get 26 sacks. Like, let's hope so, plus, right? All Steelers fans, I think we can see him get 26, maybe 25 if he goes off. I just think watching the Super Bowl yesterday and the 0-3 Bengals now, like, hey, Mike, man, maybe there might be a time you could come at the Steelers, but in between time, hopefully the big question is too, is Cameron Sutton the guy? Can he fill the void? I just don't think he can. Hopefully into year 2, I think we need to find out who could be our new Mike Hilton, and a draft darling or some guy through the training camp who's going to step up. I want to know with your comments and your thoughts. We've seen Mike play. First question: how do you feel about Mike Hilton playing with the Bengals? Does that annoy you at all? Were you wishing him good luck in the Super Bowl? Do you care? Do you care that Mike Hilton even plays for the Bengals, right? I did it one time, and I was hoping the Bengals lost yesterday, and I'm so happy they did. But the other question is, the defense this year, we couldn't stop the run. There was no way we were stopping the run. We had no LR. We had no idea how to stop the run. Whereas Mike Hilton knows how to get to the backfield, and he knows how to press the quarterback. He knows how to get tackle for loss. And I think we missed that in 2021. So who do you think that can fill his shoes? Is it going to be the nickel guy? Do we bring back Arthur? I keep saying Arthur Motes. Arthur Millette. He's a free agent. I'm not too sure. The Jet guy there. I don't know where he's going to go. Do we draft somebody else? Does Cameron Sutton step up? Right. Remember, we have Akil Witherspoon too. If we sign Witherspoon to a contract, we may have Witherspoon and Hayden on the edge. Those two. If we have those two on the edge, who's going to be our nickel quarterback? Do we miss Mike? I want to know in the comments below. All right. I enjoyed every single bit of yesterday. It kind of felt it wasn't a Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl, but a little part of me is happy because the Rams won the Super Bowl, right? The Matt Stafford and LA Rams, they won it. But a little part of me is happy yet again. And the Bengals are going to be a tough squad into the future with the AFC North. They're going to be a very tough squad to face. But a little part of me is happy saying, well, stat-wise, they're 0-3. They're 0-3 in Super Bowl. They went all the way. They tried their hardest. They brought in pieces like Mike Hilton to help them out. And maybe in 2021, if we had Mike in our defense in 2021, might have been a chance to beat the Chiefs. I'm just saying. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think that do we miss a character like Mike Hilton? Can you replace that guy? Do we need to play that defense? Or do we play back more zone? Do we send Highsmith and TJ and Haywood and send those 4 fellas and not become that blitzing team? We used to blitz. We used to blitz with Vince Williams, Mike Hilton. Those fellas get after it. We haven't done that this year or last year in 2021. It wasn't really a thing. For me, in my view, I kind of do miss a guy like Mike Hilton. I kind of wish we had him back or a similar fella who can make a spark, make a big play, a sack, a fumble, pressure to get an interception, and, boost that turnover ratio higher. In 2021, our turnover ratio was just 2. That was it. And our defense was, yes, we got TJ Watt have the most sacks, but I think we need to bring in someone else with our space, with a cap room, bring in somebody else where we can start to affect other teams and put pressure on that offense. So thanks for checking out Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. My name's Mark. I'll see you guys next time.